The first Ratchet and Clank game is a huge success, so naturally there's bound to be a sequel. Thus, Ratchet and Clank going Commando. The gameplay is the same as before, but it has new weapons and features to up the ante, like armor, increasing health, leveling up weapons, weapon mods, arena battles, and actual space battles. Another thing different is the setting. The first game takes place in the Solana Galaxy and it has Gadgetron. In this game, the setting is Bogon Galaxy, and instead of Gadgetron, it's Megacorp. I have to admit, comparing this to the first game is kinda tricky because I love the new stuff it offers, but there are times where it can get a bit dull. I'll go a bit deeper, but for now, let's see why Bogon Galaxy needs a hero. Ratchet and Clank are praised for defeating Drek in the Solana Galaxy, though it seems nobody needs a hero. But Mr. Fizzwidget, I just realized how weird that name is. The founder of Megacorp teleports our heroes and tells them about the experiment stolen by some masked criminal. Clank is given the job as the head accountant for Megacorp, and Ratchet goes through 2 weeks of training before trying to get the experiment back. But the masked criminal stops Ratchet from doing so and took the experiment, leaving our hero to fight for his life as he manages to escape and begins searching for the criminal and the experiment. Meanwhile, Clank is doing some stuff when the criminal kidnaps Clank and threatens Ratchet to give up. Ratchet rescues Clank and the two work together once again to get the experiment back. After a few planets, they finally get the experiment back and meet up with Mr. Fizzwidget on the desert mining planet, but accidentally ejects our heroes, with Clank thinking he did it on purpose.
Nah, he's just easily distracted.
Yeah, well...
The criminal puts the two on gunpoint and accidentally reveals himself to be a female Lombax. But Ratchet never comments or references the fact that she's a Lombax, and she's never popped up again after this game. Apparently, our heroes put the entire galaxy in danger and tells them to go to the testing facility to see why. From the footage they gotten, the experiment eats its handlers and Fizzwidget doesn't know about how dangerous it is. Our heroes tried to warn them, but Fizzwidget's an idiot as he doesn't hear what the heroes have to say, doesn't meet up with them, interrupts them, and doesn't hear what they have to say. The female Lombax, Angela, contacts our heroes and tells them that Megacorp is trying to market the experiment, now named the Protopet. Ratchet and Clank once again try to find Mr. Fizzwidget, but runs into a fake robot and gets ambushed by Thugs for Less guys. Thugs for Less is one of the main baddies in the game and is led by a leader who can't seem to come up with good lines.
I'm gonna blast you into so many pieces you'll need a, well, there's gonna be a lot of them. I can tell you that.
Angela hired them in the beginning of the game, but Megacorp offered more balls to protect Fizzwidget and apparently stop Ratchet and Clank. They get taken to Thugs for Less prison with no means of escape until Clank's girlfriend shows up. And again, she doesn't show up after this game again, and is never mentioned again. Well, Angela gets captured, and they go and save her and defeat Thugs for Less. Angela reveals that there are shipments of protopets waiting to be sent out, and the only way to stop the whole thing is to wipe out the original protopet itself. The duo head to the shipments as Angela gets her old ID badge when the protopet problem escalates with one of the planets.
The entire population of that planet will be devoured.
Unless we get there in time.
Hey guys, I'm here to save you from the protopets! Sorry for killing some robot friendlies, but they're in the way! They head to the factory only for Clank's girlfriend to show up and reveal what Captain Quark has been doing.
Now that I've sold my 1 millionth hygienator, I can finance the comeback of the greatest superhero who ever lived. All I need now is a new galaxy with a new fan base.
Then suddenly Fizzwidget shows up and shoots her. And it turns out Captain Quark disguised himself as Mr. Fizzwidget as the real one was tied in the supply closet. Something to mention is that while traveling between planets sometimes, there are 3 cutscenes where Ratchet and Clank are looking at a show called Behind the Hero, and they've been showing Quark after being defeated by Ratchet and Clank. He's been selling personal hygieators, but they're a scam and cause problems for the people that bought them. He got arrested after trying to avoid the problem after being told to pay 6 million bolts for the damage, but escaped from prison and has gone missing for 6 weeks. Quark was setting up the whole protopet crisis so he can rise to glory once again. Angela was working for Megacorp and tried to fix the protopet's flaws, but he pushed up the release date. He puts the 3 on gunpoint and even uses the device called the Felixomorph that is used to fix the protopet. But it did the opposite as the original Protopet turns into a giant and gobbles up Quark and the Felixomorph. Ratchet manages to incapacitate the Protopep and burps out Quark, who burps out the Felixomorph after the real Fizz Wizard shows up. Clank points out that the battery is backwards and they turn the Protopet back to normal as Angela works on curing the other Protopets. The Pogon Galaxy is saved, Ratchet picks up Clank's girlfriend, and Quark works at Megacorp testing stuff, and unfortunately, one of the testing goes wrong as the Quantitizer, well... that. Well, the story's pretty good. But the one thing I didn't get is that if Angela took the experiment to make sure the galaxy is not in danger, why the hell didn't she explain what the problem is to begin with for our heroes? I mean, Ratchet and Clank are heroes, and behind the hero pointed that out. So why couldn't Angela be like, hey, you got it all wrong. If this goes back to Megacorp, the entire galaxy will be in danger. Ah, well. The characters, especially the one-off characters, are memorable and more humorous than in the first game. The cutscenes are slightly more entertaining, and the world has a bit more depth this time around, as we have actual robot citizens walking around in some planets. Yeah, this world has robots that are like people as well. Overall, the story might be more entertaining than the first game's story.